Imagine building a safe space specifically for women who have spent their whole lives being made to feel unwelcome. Women who have been mocked, excluded, and told they don't belong in mainstream society. You'd have their trust immediately, wouldn't you? That's exactly what Stefan Wilhelmy understood when he built the community of Pearadise. Today, we're going to look through some of the story, the community, the allegations, the lawsuit, and where he is right now. Pearadise is a Las Vegas-based community founded by a man named Stefan Wilhelmy. He's a German-born software developer who's lived in Vegas since 2011. He started posting on TikTok in May of 2020 during the COVID lockdown, where he made content basically centered around plus-size women. He celebrated them, he hyped them up, and he told the world he was attracted to bigger women, and he was proud of it. The response to that was massive. Within 3 days of opening his Discord server on July 4th, 2020, he had over 1,000 members in that Discord. And at its peak on TikTok, his channel had 171,000 followers. The name Pearadise is a play on Paradise, Nevada, where his house is located. And his house is central to pretty much everything. It's not just an online community he's built, it's an actual physical space where plus-size women are invited to visit for parties, barbecues, swimming in the pool, game nights. It's actually a place where people are free to spend their whole lives without being body shamed, and they can supposedly come and just exist without any kind of judgment. That's the pitch. And it's simple, and it's effective. You're welcome here exactly as you are. There's no shame, no judgment, no uncomfortable furniture, no nasty comments, just pure unadulterated acceptance. For a lot of women, that is not a small thing. For a lot of women, that is a huge thing. That is everything. And that's exactly what made this community work in the first place. In May of 2021, a TikToker named Piggy Stardust, her real name is Kimberly Ann Howder, began posting videos saying that she had been part of that Discord since February and she had seen some red flags. She said the content felt less like body positivity and more like she was being fetishized. She alleged that Stefan would lure plus-size women into the Discord before sending them unsolicited pictures and messages. She also alleges that some women were turned away from the server for being, quote-unquote, too small. That last detail, I think, matters here. For a body-positive community to have a size minimum seems a bit strange to me. A user going by Savvy posted about 10 videos claiming someone had grabbed her waist, rubbed her stomach, and smacked her bottom without her permission, and described the experience as a sexual assault. Another woman named Alexandria said the situation actually, quote-unquote, broke her. Stefan told Business Insider there was, quote, never any sexual touch or skin contact, just friendly group fun. He described a, quote, pile up of all of us on the bed with clothes on, hugs, high fives, mutual shoulder massages between people, things like that. And then he sued all of them. On June 30th, 2021, he filed a lawsuit in Clark County, Nevada, against 5 of the women, alleging defamation, false slight invasion of privacy, intentional interference with contractual relations, and more. He asked for $1 million in damages and a court injunction preventing the women from ever speaking about him ever again. Women who said he touched them without their permission were then being sued by that man for $1 million. Let that sink in. It only went from bad to worse for Stefan in court. One of his central legal arguments was that calling what he did, quote unquote, sexual assault was defamatory because apparently under Nevada law, sexual assault requires penetration. And again, this is what Wilhelmy's claiming, that since there was no penetration, just grabbing and fondling, that the term was technically false. His own legal filing argued that there was no sexual assault because he did not penetrate any of the women. His defense attorney summed up his argument plainly. I can do whatever I want to these women, and it doesn't become sexual assault until I penetrate them. Since I didn't, their statements are false, so they should pay me $1 million and not tell anyone else about what I did to them. The lawsuit also argued that because the women had sent sexually charged texts before their visit, they had impliedly consented to being touched. In response, the defense filed sworn declarations. One witness swore under penalty of perjury that she had been in the middle of an emotional breakdown, crying, when Wilhelmy approached her and said, "You know what would make you feel better, Porky? If we effed in the hot tub." She stated that he continued pressuring her despite her emotional state, and that she would not describe what followed as consensual but predatory. In the end, the court sided with the women. Every single one of his claims was dismissed. He was ordered to pay the women's attorney's fees and costs under Nevada's anti-SLAPP law, which is a law specifically designed to stop people from using lawsuits as weapons to silence others. The attorneys noted that without these anti-SLAPP laws, these women may have never been able to afford a defense and would have suffered years of punitive litigation. That was the plan. That was the $1 million lawsuit.
It's 'cause I be talking shit. Oh, my headlights are on.
Now, some of you might know the term lolcow. For those of you who do not know the term, it refers to someone who consistently generates their own drama. They can't stop engaging with that criticism. They rage a lot, and they keep escalating in ways that make everything actually worse for themselves. And Stefan fits a lot of that criteria. He had a TikTok account with over 170,000 followers, and women coming forward with complaints. A smart person, at that point, goes quiet. Instead, he sued 5 of them for $1 million, which meant that sworn court testimony about calling a crying woman Porky and prepositioning her for hot tub sex became part of his permanent public record. The lawsuit caused him infinitely more damage than the original TikTok videos ever could have. And then he lost the case. And then he gets banned from TikTok. He called it discrimination. Does that sound like anyone we know? Then he moved over to YouTube and started this whole thing all over again. That inability to stop, the self-defeating escalation, the victimhood framing after every single consequence, that pattern, that is textbook lolcow behavior. But here's where I want to be careful, because the lolcow label usually applies to people who are just plain embarrassing on the internet. He's embarrassing, yes. But there are women who swore under oath in a Nevada court that he's a predator. The comedy of the label doesn't cover up what's actually being documented here. He's easy to laugh at, but the women he targets are not laughing. And we just want to keep that in mind. Now remember, he's already been permanently banned off TikTok on his main account and his backup accounts. He said it was a shitty, discriminatory platform. He never acknowledged the lawsuit or the women who came forward, nothing. He just claims his victim status and he posts a forwarding address. And now this guy is on YouTube. Same format, same dynamic. He live streams a lot like this, where it's just him on the camera. Sometimes the women are around him. There are giant platters of food everywhere. It makes it seem like a community, but actually, is it? Could it be that he just found a brand new platform with a brand new audience who has no idea of what he's been doing on TikTok? My opinion is that he didn't build this community for plus size women. He built it around them. The body positivity language, this framing of that term, safe space, the Discord, the streamer house, the parties, all of it functions as a pipeline. These women already feel rejected and body shamed. These are the exact audience who are most likely to feel grateful for this alleged acceptance and are least likely to be believed when they actually speak out. He lost in court. He got banned from TikTok. He paid everyone else's legal fees. And he's still doing it for a new audience, now on YouTube, who probably has no idea of who he is or what he's about. So what do you guys think? Is Wilhelmy a misunderstood guy who just wants to bring fat acceptance into the mainstream? Or is he a predatory figure who fetishizes and takes advantage of vulnerable women? How is he going to fit into girl world and this corner of YouTube? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.